The police call came at 8:47 p.m. A time usually reserved for Netflix, leftovers, and my daughter's latest request for money. Instead, I heard, "Sir, your daughter is here at the station. She's crying and begging us to arrest her mother." Now, I'm not easily rattled. I once got audited by the IRS and smiled through it. But this, my brain short-circuited. Arrest her? Mother? My ex-wife, Linda, the woman, who could turn ordering a latte into a federal case. I grabbed my keys and bolted. When I got to the station, there she was, my daughter, Emma, 22 years, old, mascara streaking down her face, like she had been cast as the tragic lead in a telenova. Dad, she whispered, collapsing into me. "I'm sorry, but I couldn't take it anymore." Take what? I was ready for anything. Drugs, debt. Maybe she joined a pyramid. Scheme selling Cena candles. But what? She said left me standing like someone had yanked the floor from under me. Mom's been stealing from me. For my trust for years. Let me explain. When Emma turned 18, she got access to a trust fund from my late father. Money earmarked for her future college. Business. Whatever dream she wanted to chase. The rule was simple. Both parents had to sign for withdrawals until she was 25. Smart, right? Checks and balances. Except I forgot who the other check was. Linda, my ex. The woman who treated divorce court like the super bowl and still sent me invoices for half. A Netflix password we supposedly shared. Apparently, she'd been forging Emma's signature, pulling out chunks. 10 grand. Here, 20 there. Always with some excuse. It's for tuition. She asked me to handle it. Emma only noticed because she tried to pay tuition herself last month and discovered the account looked like a skeleton on a diet plan at the station. I turned to Linda. Yes, she was there, perched on a plastic chair, legs crossed, like she was in a Vogue photo shoot, instead of a fluorescent lid. Interrogation room. Really, Linda? I said, "Oh, don't start." She snapped. It's not stealing. It's reallocating. Family resources. Reallocating? I shot back. That's what corporations say, right? Before a mass layoff. Emma broke down. Harder. Mom, you told me I was spoiled. You said I needed to learn responsibility while you were using my money for your Botox and your boyfriends. I swear Linda didn't even flinch. If shamelessness were an Olympic sport, she'd have a gold medal. Now, here's the thing about me. I don't yell. I don't throw punches. My revenge is slow cooked like barbecue ribs. Tender, smoky, and unforgettable. So I stayed calm, nodding like I was listening to a weather forecast. Linda thought she was in control. She always does, while I was already running the math. Because you. See, Linda forgot one critical detail. My lawyer, the same one who dragged her through court during our divorce, the human embodiment of a shark with a law degree, and he loved me. Why? Because I always paid him in advance and never asked stupid questions like, "Can we settle this nicely?" The police couldn't. Arrest Linda right away. Family. Disputes, civil matters, the usual. But Emma pressed charges for forgery. That meant investigations. That meant records. That meant every sneaky little reallocation was about to be yanked into delight. Meanwhile, I comforted Emma. Don't worry, your mom's about to learn a very expensive life lesson. Weeks passed. And Linda carried on like nothing had happened. She still posted pictures. Online, yoga retreats, new handbags, champagne brunches. Every photo caption might as well have said, sponsored by my daughter's stolen tuition fund. But then the hammer dropped. Court date, evidence stacked, bank statements, highlighted like a high school essay, signatures compared, even a cheerful notary testified saying, yeah, that's definitely not the daughter's handwriting, unless she suddenly writes like a 49-year-old woman with arthritis. Linda argued, of course those withdrawals were for Emma's benefit. She just doesn't appreciate what I've done. The judge raised an eyebrow. A Tesla Model X is for her benefit. Well, Linda sputtered. She could ride in it. I nearly applauded. The verdict? Guilty of forgery and ordered restitution. Every penny had to be paid back with penalties. That trust fund was to be restored like a national monument. And Linda, she walked out of court looking like she'd just been told brunch was permanently canceled. Emma hugged me so tight I thought my ribs cracked. Dad, thank you. I just smiled. Sweetheart, you don't thank me. You thank karma. I just filed the paperwork. But wait, it gets better. See, Linda had been bragging to her friends that she was starting a wellness company. Turns out she'd already sunk half the stolen money into branding office space and a website featuring her holding a green juice like it was the Holy Grail. When the court forced her to repay Emma, she had to liquidate everything. The office, gone, the juice business flatlined. Her friends, let's just say they suddenly remembered they had other plans. Meanwhile, Emigar Fund Back Plus. Damages. She took that money, moved into her own apartment, and finally exhaled after years of being stuck in her mother's shadow. One night, over pizza, Emma looked at me and said, Dad, I feel guilty. Like I exposed Mom. I leaned back, grinning. Emma, exposing her, wasn't betrayal. It was pest control. You don't feel guilty about calling in exterminator when there's a rat. Infestation, do you? She laughed through her tears. That laugh was worth every second of the courtroom drama. Now, Linda, oh, she still sends me texts. Long, dramatic ones. You turned our daughter against me. You've ruined my life. My personal favorite. You'll regret this. I never reply. Silence is my final gift to her, because nothing drives a narcissist crazier than realizing their words hit a brick wall. And here's the moral, in case you're wondering. People can get away with lies for a while, but money leaves. Footprints. You can bleach the carpet, spray perfume or light sage, but eventually those muddy boot prints show. Emma learned her voice matters, even if it shakes. I learned revenge doesn't always need fire. It just needs a well-timed legal document. And Linda, well, she learned that when you treat your daughter's future like a personal ATM, one day the machine spits out a big, fat declined.